Canada bursting through. That's Connor Trainer. We're there. Canada moving the ball from left to right. Adam Kleberger, good to see him back in the red of the Canadian jersey. Huge options left and right for both Canada. Referee saying ball unplayable, so you can give a scrum to Canada going forward.
Yeah, great, good solid start for Canada, and so many interesting storylines. Starting with Andrew Tiedemann, loosehead tonight, number 1, captaining Canada for the first time. Great honor for and a well-deserved honor for a fine player and an even better guy. Another interesting selection, number 10, Jack Fitzpatrick, played for Canada U20s at fullback this past year in Chile. And this is interesting because he was torn between possibly playing in the Irish setup, but now by playing tonight for Canada in this match, he's committed himself to Canada going ahead.
Well, we're definitely glad to see him, and this is a strong Uruguayan scrum, but Canada able to move the ball down the left flank, and they're touching the ball once again. Connor Trainer moving it back inside to his blindside flanker, Callum Morrison. Canada quick on the recycle. Another quick ball by Phil McKenzie. There's Trainer once. Oh, that's Schultz in ball in hand. The Canadian right winger, Duncan Maguire, unfortunately is pushed into touch, so conceding possession.
And already you can see that Mike Schultz, number 12, inside center, back in Canada colors. He's played so just ravaged by injury over the last 2 years. Since the World Cup in 2011, he's played very sparingly, but a big physical player, and with Connor Trainer forms a very physically imposing midfield. And already there's signs that they're going to be a real handful for their Uruguayan opposites tonight. And the other interesting pick will be just watching left wing Joe Dolasau. Normally a center, plays for Burnaby, but a very, very, very fast and elusive runner.
Well, the Burnaby club well represented tonight, both at hooker and at left wing. As the ball's taken well, just bobbled. I spoke too early by the right winger, Duncan Maguire. So Canada under a little bit of strife physically at ruck time, and Uruguay recycling the ball, looking to make a statement. They want to get in that final match of the tournament next Saturday and have something to play for. Knocked it on though, and there's Fitzpatrick, the Irishman, turning the ball over, representing Canada, and Captain Canada, Tiedemann, hits the ball up. Good play, quick ball. Fitzpatrick, Trainer, Schultz, Delasau from Burnaby, out of bounds, unfortunately.
And again, we alluded to it in the first game between Argentina and USA, that wings got to get off the touchline, keep the ball alive. Again, a useful Canada attack there.
Well, I know as from years of coaching, it's one of the things I kind of stress to my players: always stay in field. It's an easy possession of possession. Don't do it. So now Uruguay will see what he can do with it. Another country with traditionally strong forward pack, and we'll see this driving play from them come all day. Canada will have to be disciplined and organized to thwart this attack. The box kick goes up for Delasau, and he's sure, second time of the game. Now look at the step off the right foot. Contact is taken strong, but the long placement is good, so Canada still has the ball to recycle, and Fitzpatrick goes for the bomb. Callum Morrison has really been strong already in this game. Takes the catch, but unfortunately not releasing in the tackle.
Possible chance missed there for Canada. We opted for the high kick ahead when we had odd man advantage on the outside. But again, some great defense from Uruguay. Their front row very, very capable. The captain Arturo Avila, the hooker, powerful presence, as is the loosehead Rodolfo Dumula, and the guy to watch in the backs is the inside center, number 12, Andreas Villaseca. All those three players will be big part of the Uruguay setup as they look ahead to what is going to be a very pivotal April 2014 World Cup qualifier with the United States. This is a relatively young Uruguayan team. Just 7 of last year's, the squad that was here last year, have returned. They've got 8 players playing overseas on professional contracts, including Rodrigo Ortego, who plays as a lock for Castra. So between those players, those pros, and this new developing group. Uruguay targeting the World Cup qualifiers next April against the U.S.
You can't take for granted how strong the rugby is in Uruguay, and here they go again with that forward drive we mentioned off the top. Canada doing their best to thwart it, get the misdirection going. You don't want to commit a penalty there and then bring this down deliberately, or you concede a penalty, but Uruguay now having to regroup at ruck time, and some big hits coming in from the Canadians. So that red wall of defense is showing up pretty well in those first 3 minutes. As Uruguay again looking to seam. That's nice offloading in the tackle. Strong play. That was the Canada number 8 rushing up out of the line there. Zach Coughlin played here last year mostly as a flanker, getting a chance to wear the number 8 jersey this year. Players like Tyler Ardron playing overseas. Uruguay relentless with this attack. Offload not allowed. Strong tackle by De La Salle coming across from the left wing.
Very good defense by Canada. Uruguay putting the ball through the phases. I had the opportunity to watch Uruguay train yesterday, and they were spending a lot of time on taking the ball, right up on the tackle line, right, and looking to slip little offloads away. And a lot of it hinges around Villaseca, the number 12. The set piece play for Uruguay is going to be very strong. Not surprising, the head coach Pablo Lemoine, 49 caps as a prop for Uruguay. Played for Bristol, Stade Francais, and Montauban, and played twice in the World Cup. And so he knows his way around in all the tight phases, and it'll be reflected in the Uruguay play tonight for sure.
Well, Canada put into the scrum, but against a very strong Uruguayan scrum. So we'll see what we're able to do here, and this is, of course, will be an area of pride for Captain Tiedemann on the loose head side.
And two guys on Canada debut, the Misha Gavorchin, the Burnaby hooker, and also Jake Ilnicki, Williams Lake products, played for the UVic Vikes and has just come back from Auckland, where he's been part of the Auckland under-21 squad. We've talked about development and opportunity, and for guys like that, these games, that's what it's about.
Well, I'm loving the names even in the front row, and that's a fantastic offload by Mike Schultz to his center partner, Connor Traynor. Unfortunately, no, that ball just went begging. A lot of players with their hands up, but this is the man you want with the ball in his hands. De La Salle, and the offload out of the back pocket to Kleberger. Kleberger still keeping that ball alive. Canada's chosen to kick, so it's Uruguayan possession at halfway. Now they've gone to the foot. Both sides enterprising rugby. Touchline right there, but Canada secured possession. Moving the ball to the big boys in the middle of the field. Callum Morrison. And that's Jamie McKenzie at scrum half tonight. A lot of Canadian fans will recognize that surname from Canadian rugby. Brother Phil playing professionally overseas. Uruguay looking to find a seam. Some strong tackles by Canada, though. De La Salle once again involved. Both teams looking to remain their discipline. Ball knocked down, says the referee, not forward. Nope. He's giving it to Canada, so good pressure results in turnover.
And some enterprising play from both teams. And I know for Canada coach Kieran Crowley, while Canada did manage to beat the USA in the 2 World Cup qualifiers this summer, he wasn't totally happy with some of the ball in hand skills that were shown. There were too many errors for his liking, and ability to play, to improve in that area, to be able to hold on to the ball for more phases will be a central focus of this week, the 3 matches. And it hasn't all come off for Canada so far, but they've certainly been willing to have a go. And again, midfield scrum, great opportunity, and Uruguay's loaded up its defensive left side, so maybe Canada will attack.
Oh, Coughlin has gone right, and the missed pass from McKenzie is bobbled by right winger, and the referee says, oh, forward, so he's going to have to bring that back, unfortunately, Duncan Maguire. So far, I'm happy with what I see from Canada. They're showing some great enterprise. They're not being they're not shying away from the experience and their responsibility of representing their country. They're trying to do the jersey proud and then play to their utmost. So they're pushing themselves by pushing the opposition.
Well, it was a good read by Jamie McKenzie there. With a long cutout pass to Duncan McGuire, it almost went to hand. And certainly McKenzie so far this year, in his matches for UVic, has been one of the foreign players in the local club competition, and see if he can take that that good play onto the international stage.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of McKenzie, and now he's really brought even more athleticism into his game. He was a player that didn't really dictate the pace of the game or was able to pick it up, but now he looks in great shape, and he's able to have a nice snappy pass and quick game. So Canada going to the air from Fitzpatrick. Uruguay allowing the ball to bounce. Taking it into their 22, so they don't want this one to go straight out, and it certainly hasn't. Fitzpatrick stayed back, and he's linked with McKenzie. McKenzie's gone long, and now Canada. Opportunity out wide. McKenzie digging it out. We want to get that ball. There's Connor Traynor. Canada doing well. That's very good. Oh, great bosh by the captain. Superb play. Ball, Delasau is missed, and Schultz puts the ball on the boot.
Another counterattack chance for Canada. Players on the far side got to work back to make numbers.
Bit of a premeditated decision, I think, right there, kicking that ball away. Again, Uruguay with the ball, just looking to breach the Canadian defense. Ball's knocked on in contact, so Canada will get the scrum here.
It's been interesting selections for Canada in that Jack Fitzpatrick at number 10 tonight has played most of his rugby, certainly the U20 tournament, at fullback, whereas Adam McQueen, who is at fullback tonight, number 15, has played most of his rugby at fly half. Have come in and is coming off a very successful season with the Wolfpack in the CRC. And it'd be interesting, keep a careful eye on both guys, and so far off to good starts.
Yeah, McQueen, a Brentwood grad from just up island here on Vancouver Island. Great to see him back in the neighborhood. Brentwood School, obviously, not just producing fantastic rowers, but also some guys who move on to represent their province and country at rugby as well. So penalty awarded against Uruguay.
Yeah, so that's their second one at the scrum time. So obviously looking at the field, they can do a bit of damage there, and they did get it turned, but obviously it went down through some illegal tactics, and referee Federico Anselmi from Argentina, no hesitation in giving the penalty, and an excellent kick up to the line, and really the first prime attacking opportunity for Canada. And again, as we see, I'm sure we'll see Joe Dolasau, number 11, the blindside wing, looking to sneak in behind. He's on the inside of his fly half, Jack Fitzpatrick, and see if he gets involved in the phase play that comes off.
Well, there's Kleberger with the ball in hand. Strong play, long placement. McKenzie harassed by the opposition, but finds a seam. Now, if Canada can clear this ball away, there's the number 8, Coughlin. Takes the people outside to now scream for that ball that they wanted. McKenzie to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, good side steps. McKenzie once again on to Traynor. Traynor offloading the tackle to his captain, Andrew Tiedemann. Canada lined up. Fitzpatrick behind the attack. Delasau. Missed pass. Good read. Unfortunately, the referee's playing advantage, so it's an offside. Ilnicki unable to gather that pass from Delasau.
Yeah, good build up by Canada, and that just probably could be made a bit more clinical as they were moving back to the left. But again, the Uruguayan defense thoroughly stretched, outnumbered, and had to resort to coming up offside. And first scoring chance, as Canada will kick for goal.
Who will Canada use as a kicker tonight, Ian? Conor Bray has been the man in the past at this championship.
It's looking like Adam McQueen is stepping up for Canada. Again, the left footer. And obviously, as you mentioned, Connor Brady, who's down with the 7-a-side team down in Australia. The IRB series just opening up. Canada going down 20 points to 10 in the first game against Fiji in pool play. And that's a terrific start for Canada and for McQueen.
Well, great start, as you mentioned. That's exactly what Canada needs. So they've been dominant in terms of using the ball and playing the ball out of the contact area and try to really apply some pressure on the Uruguayan side, and it's resulted in 3 points. So a crucial area is the restart. Ball's gone long. Gathered by McKenzie. Immediate move to Coughlin. Fitzpatrick. And there's Connor Traynor. Canada recycles well. The offload out of the tackle is still straight down, so well, that for me by McQueen is a little bit disappointing, going to the foot so early. Thought Canada could string much more phases together. This is the third test for De La Salle, and unfortunately that one he fails. So Uruguay in possession from the knock-on on the left winger. Ooh, strong tackling. Canada going hard in. Gavorchin.
A big tackle by Aaron Flagg there. The
ball knocked along the ground, yes.
And a good nudge through by Uruguay, just keeping out of some territorial pressure. But again, even off the restart, it was good to see Canada prepared to play with the ball, not just receive the kick and kick it back immediately, but put it through some phases. And Connor Traynor almost away up the left, just very, very well tackled by Villaseca.
Well, he is a dangerous player, Connor Traynor. Any man who can score 2 tries against the All Blacks, is worth his salt on the rugby field. Kick from McKenzie's gone up and gathered, fantastic by our Canada's left winger. Duncan Maguire. Some straight line speed from the Canadian defense, and the ball's been turned over by Flagg. Options on the left side, but Schultz has gone to the foot, and that one's gone straight out. So the line out will be coming back from where the kick occurred for Uruguay.
Yeah. And Uruguay caught a bit flat there, and the idea was good. Just the execution just failing a little bit there. Had a chance to put the ball in behind the Uruguayan defense. But again, excellent box kick from Jamie McKenzie out of his own 22, and really well gathered by Maguire, the right winger.
Well, as you mentioned, both the vision and the skill have got a match. So good vision by Schultz, but unfortunately the skill didn't match the vision, and Uruguay has possession. Strong hit up, but Fitzpatrick is equal to the task. So now Canada looking to emulate the Americans with the choke tackle, and they've done so they win the turnover.
Well, we certainly saw the U.S. in the game 1 tonight. The turnover the Argentinians a number of times in contact by going in high and aggressively on the ball, tying it up. And Canada was successful in managing the same thing there, and now take the scrum feed.
And you're not able to see it in your screen right now, but all of Canada's backs are lined up to the right side of their own scrum. So even the left winger, Joe De La Salle, they put all their eggs in one basket, leaving a huge blind side without anyone to exploit on the left side. First scrum penalty, Uruguay going straight down. The ref doesn't hesitate at all. Straight penalty, no reset. So Canada with an opportunity to take some more ground.
We talked earlier about the new scrum engagement call, and that it hasn't all been smooth, and that the game is still marred by too many resets. And it's good to see Anselmi. He's just he's not going to take a chance and just reset that scrum and slow the game down. He's going to give a penalty, get the ball to the next phase of play, and sort of just try to keep a bit of continuity and pace to the game.
Well, the throw from Gorvorchin is good to the back of the Canadian line out. They've lost possession, so Uruguay comes away with it. Some flat line ball play, wrapped up by Schultz and Trainer. Canada's got their defensive line set. Uruguay able to pick out the seam in the Canada's defense, take the ball about 10 meters forward. Canada's reset well. And a knock on by the Uruguayan scrum half. That's his second falter at the back of the ruck.
And it's a little a shame for Uruguay there. They actually made some holes in the Canada defense, but unfortunately the passes delivered to the support runners were behind the receiver and slowed the move down. And again, just we go back and just drill and hammer away the basics, and just the accuracy of passing is just so crucial to keeping attacks flowing. And then even though Uruguay recycled the ball, then undone by an error at the base of the ruck.
Yeah, a little bit anxious, the Uruguayan scrum half. Alejo Duran.
But I have to say, Uruguay will be happy with this start. 22 minutes played. It's been very, very even game, and just the one penalty goal in it. So they will be.
The scrum feed is good and straight. Coughlin pops it up to McKenzie. So Canada looking a little bit flat, but some misdirection, moving the ball. That's Trainer. He's got Delasau on his inside, but he's overrun the ball. Kleberger, unfortunately, has knocked that one on. So referee playing advantage on the knock-on against Canada. Strong tackle in the middle by Flag. Uruguay going to the boot. And the bounce on this turf is tricky, and Canada, unfortunately, knocking the ball on fullback. Adam McQueen just slightly knocking the ball forward, so Uruguay will have to scrum inside the Canada's 22-meter.
We've already talked about the Uruguay number 12, Andreas Villaseca, and his strong work, but also that was a tremendous tackle by Joaquin Prada, his co-center, and those two guys are going to have a big task tonight, dealing with Schultz and Trainer. They had some early wobbles, but they've really stiffened up in the last 10 minutes, and been impressive defensively. So, scrum time. See what Uruguay can put together in attack. A lot of use of the blindside wing at the training session yesterday, and even though he's lining out well to the right of the scrum, if Uruguay move the ball left, will he find a way to get involved?
Well, so Uruguay's put into the scrum, and the scrum is solid, and looks like there's some push-up on the right-hand side, and Canada's come away with possession. That was Kleberger taking the late hit, and now Delasau on the chase if he gets the bounce, which he doesn't, but Callum Morrison is in possession, Canada's blindside flanker. Canada piling into the ruck. The referee sees an infringement, so Canada will also get the advantage.
Good turnover and good backing up by Callum Morrison. He had an excellent CRC for British Columbia, and obviously the son of the Canadian refereeing legend Keith Morrison.
Yes, it is good to see that players are awarded for their positive play in the CRC. So players such as Callum Morrison coming through and now getting his opportunity to pull on that national team jersey, which is just reward for his efforts this summer.
And while Canada has 15, 17 pros playing in Europe, who will probably feature prominently in the fall tour coming up, all these guys are playing for a spot on the team, and there's definitely going to be some bolters, and who knows, be one of those people that we don't expect. Will show good form in this tournament and be rewarded with a trip to Europe in November.
Well, as it is now, Canada's turned the ball over, so Uruguay's decided to kick. McQueen moving the ball out to Maguire. Maguire finding Schultz. Schultz using some fantastic footwork, and then the offload. McKenzie, no offside play there. That was open field play. There was no ruck. So that Uruguayan player was not offside, but there has been a knock on, and the referee's playing advantage on that. Captain Tiedemann moving the ball out, down the field. Missed pass by Coughlin. Here's De La Salle. Look at the feet go on this guy. Fantastic runner. So devastating.
And that was another tremendous tackle out wide by Uruguay. De La Salle almost through.
There's Fitzpatrick. He sees some little bit of space in behind, but is it going to work out? Yes, it is. If he can get the bounce, and he does. This is Canada going in for their first try of the tournament. Great work by Fitzpatrick. Canada on the board. 8 points to 0 over Uruguay.
And we've got just dream debuts. Adam McQueen at fullback slots his first points for Canada with a penalty goal, and following a little chip kick over the defensive line. After a missed field, Fitzpatrick on hand to gather the ball and romp in to score. Here we go as we have another look at it. There's the spill of the ball. And Fitzpatrick, a great job just being patient, waiting for the bounce to come up. And obviously safe hands and in under the sticks for what's going to be a 7-pointer.
That was a very good score by Canada. Just reward for their enterprise. As fullback, Adam McQueen looks to convert, which he does. And we're going to go pitch side to Brian Kelly.
Update on the Gold Coast 7 for Canada's men's sevens team. First game up against Fiji, Lucas Hammond and Harry Jones scored tries, but unfortunately Fiji came out victorious with a 20-10 win. And Captain Nathan Hirayama went down with an ankle injury, so we'll keep you updated on that. Canada now leading 10-0.
Canada scoring, was leading by 10-0, pardon me. Still looking to run the ball from this kickoff. Watch for fly half Fitzpatrick where he's located. If he's deep, knock on. So Canada at the ruck time, committing the slight infringement knock forward, so the Uruguay will have to put into this scrum.
I think those are the little errors that just need to be eradicated. Just keep the continuity going. We saw lots of those in the summer in the 2 U.S. World Cup tests. Just having the confidence to play with the ball, put it through the phases, even in your own territory. Just the little knock-ons need to be taken out.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're so right, Ian, and it's those little things. Doesn't matter where you are, in your 22 or the opposition 22, those little skills still have to be executed every time. As Canada losing their bind early at the scrum time, number 6, Callum Morrison, leaving his bind early. Number 7, pardon me, Kleberger. So opportunity for Uruguay.
And I'm sure they'll be kicking for goal here.
Yes, the indication has gone in. You see there, Uruguay looking to get on the score sheet. Well, it's unfortunate, as you mentioned, and there needs to be a real, in a player's mind, an opportunity to refocus, especially after you've scored a try, because this really is coming, this opportunity, directly from the kickoff.
Yeah, Canada did a good job in dealing with the restart, but just in hitting the ball up, just the ball knocked down, and of course it's the territory, it's where it happened, and so you back that up with flanker detaching early from the scrum, one of those borderline decisions, but it's given, and it's where it's given. That's the critical feature, and the center, Joaquin Prada, slots a kick. He just, again, at training yesterday, just kicking beautifully, so no surprise that one went right down the middle, and Uruguay on the board, 10-3.
Fitzpatrick going a little bit deeper this time. And Uruguay returning immediately with the kick. This is one straight out. Since it arrives in the 22, it'll be Canada's throw into the line out just on the other side of halfway.
And we're probably going to see Uruguay, unlike Argentina, just maybe not play so much in their third of the field. Get the ball down, get out of kicking range, harry, spoil, try to turn over the ball, and play off turnovers. But that's again an excellent clearance. To take the play back all the way to halfway.
Well, this is hooker Misha Gavorshkin of Burnaby Lake Rugby Club right here on the west coast to throw in. And looks like he's gone for flag at the front of the line. So Canada has secured this well and efficiently. Uruguay trying to spoil. Mackenzie having to go in and do some of the work. So Callum steps up the blind side to do his role. Now Mackenzie back in the fray. Strong running by Canada. That was El Nicky, the tight head prop. And the referee's got the ball out for advantage to Canada. This one, no run. That's Schultz in the middle of the field. Hits the deck, but offloads back to his fly half. Canada referee still playing advantage. Looking for some clean possession. Doesn't see it, so he's going to go back to the penalty.
And now here's I'm sure this will be just a chat, but referee Anselmi's having a word with the captain, Arturo Avalo, and saying that the negative play at the breakdown will not be allowed to continue. And we saw it in the last game with referee Chris Asmus having to finally yellow card one of the Argentinian players. Anyway, this is Adam Queen deciding he's going to have a shot at goal for just over 40 meters. Heavy, damp night conditions. This will be a very fine kick if he can put it through.
Well, good game management by the referee so far, I think.
Yeah, in the game, obviously, as Canada looks to capitalize on, to continue on what was just a fantastic summer. Great performance in the Pacific Nations Cup, and then the 2 wins over the U.S. in World Cup qualifying play. And of course, this is part of the build-up for the fall tour with the home game in Toronto on November 3rd against the Maori, and then in a European tour to Georgia, Romania, and Portugal.
Well, the kick is short by McQueen, and Uruguay having to hurry and rush that kick, trying to get it out of bounds. Maguire's regathered onto Fitzpatrick, and now Mackenzie in the middle of the field puts the up and under for his chums to chase. And watch as this one comes down. That's a great take, but a better chase by Mackenzie, giving Canada a real opportunity to maybe win that possession. They haven't, and now Uruguay forced to kick once again.
And of course, because they took the ball back into the 22, they're not allowed to put it out on the full.
Watch for that man lurking on that left wing, De La Salle. He's been forced to come into the ruck. Probably not his preferred location. But Canada has secured possession, and they're keeping the ball in hand. Gavorshkin. Mackenzie. Fitzpatrick in the air once again. Trainer and Morrison. 2 big hits. Uruguay still with the ball and numbers on this left-hand side. Kleberger and Tiedemann in on the tackle. Penalty for not rolling away. Canada not rolling away from the tackled area.
And just those high kicks ahead just need to be a fraction shorter. The receiver's just not under quite enough pressure, and therefore able to get the ball away, or able to secure ball, and then the net result has been Uruguay with a penalty of their own now, and long kick down into the corner. Excellent kick downfield.
But it looks like it's been kept in by Canada. Yes, it has.
Oh, fantastic work there by Maguire.
And that kick's gone straight up, probably 15 meters down. It's been knocked backwards by Uruguay, so ref is going to set play on. And that one's just stripped out by Fitzpatrick, but it's gone straight down. But Canada's got the opportunity to turn it over. They have. And Kleberger acting as scrum half to Morrison. Now we got Trainer with the ball. Inside to Schultz. They've worked well together, Schultz and Trainer. Opportunity still there for Canada. Kleberger once again, ball in hand. Maguire, fast feet. Mackenzie looking to the short side as Fitzpatrick puts the ball down. And McQueen applying pressure. Great chase and follow through by Canada, so they're competing at ruck time now as our Uruguayan fullback is isolated. Looks like they've won it. So the box kick coming and out of bounds. Good pressure from the Canadians.
And again, some nice, lovely play by Canada and good kick through, but very good defensive work by Uruguay getting back to support the catcher. A ruck and a clean out and a clearance, but still a good territory gain for Canada.
Yeah, very good passage of play. Number of skills exhibited and all very well. So Canada off the top of the line out. Trainer on the line ball. Tries to offload it. Before he was on the deck. Trouble here. Tiedemann comes in with the big hit. And the ball has been cleared to touch safely. And we've got a player down for Canada, and it's none other than captain number 1, Andrew Tiedemann.
Well, that was a very brave defensive play by Tiedemann. That was off the turnover. Uruguay with a big chance up the left side, and really should have executed better with an odd man chance. And Tiedemann, with not too many options, just came flying in, big collision, and obviously being attended to as we right. I think that was
so there he is being attended to. The staff always, of course, looking after these players as well as they can as the replay pops up. This is Tiedemann here in the open field. Unusual position for a prop in the open field. No, that's not the one we're looking for, but in any case, he came in hard on the pinch defense and got man and ball and could have got his head in the wrong spot, unfortunately.
Well, this will be a big loss if he has to go off, because he is looking like it could be looking like his face. Well, there's blood you can see for sure.
Well, that's an unfortunate. Hopefully, it's just a blood bin replacement for Captain Tiedemann.
So here's the knock on, countered away. Now walk to the bottom of your screen. Here comes number 1 pinching in against the odd man. Ooh, and just came flying in and got caught. And number 17, Doug Wooldridge, is coming in, and sure Tiedemann's going off, and I would not be surprised. He's looking a little bit wobbly on his feet. If that'll be the end of his night, or at the absolute minimum, it's a blood bin.
Well, we'll wait to see how that one develops. The good thing about Doug Wooldridge coming in, for you folks at home, they're almost an exact look-alike, these two, the doppelganger of each other. So that's be Doug Wooldridge in the number 17 jersey. Interesting to see who will take over the captaincy now of the Canada side. Probably leaning towards some of the senior players like Trainer. Turnover at ruck time, unfortunately, for Canada. Uruguay scrambling now to make the most of it, but it looks like they're just going to kick this possession away, which they have. So the ball's gone well into the air, and McQueen drops it but backwards, and McKenzie is there to help him cover. De La Salle, fast feet. Look at the man one-on-one. That is just fantastic rugby, dangerous. Ball in 2 hands, looking to offload. He's found support, and that's his club mate from Burnaby Lake, Misha Gorshevin, and it's offside at the ruck, so Canada will at least come away with 3 points. No, he's got a knock-on advantage, unfortunately, against McKenzie, so Uruguay will get the penalty here.
Well, Joe De La Salle is probably one-on-one runner, the most dangerous player in the country. Quick, strong on his feet, great step off both feet, and you saw it there, gathering up, from really a fairly unpromising position to just blitz right through. And again, just those last little pieces, just Canada, just the little errors creeping in at the crucial time. As we look at the tail end of that, and the ball just squirting away there from Jamie McKenzie as they try to clear the ruck. But a tremendous burst up field from De La Salle.
Oh, he is dangerous, as you've mentioned. Probably, the one-on-one, the last guy you want to see with the ball in front of you. So dangerous, and his ability to keep the ball alive in the contact area as well is a special skill.
Yeah, he absolutely makes guys miss.
So scrum's gone down. Referees ordered a reset.
And again, you've got to give full credit to Uruguay here. I mean, Canada's had control, and Canada's been better, and Canada's been more dangerous. And yet, the 40-minute mark is up, and it's only 10-3. And Uruguay will want to get to the half, not concede anything before. We just keep banging away about this, the theme about not conceding points right before or right after the half. We saw how crucial that was in the game, the first game today.
Oh, it was significant in the previous match of Argentina and USA. And now Canada, strong in the scrum, looking to pressurize their opponents to conceding a ball possession, a bounce pass, a fly half, and he's going to try and find touch and hope that the half is over. Touch is found, but the referee is indicating play on. So
yeah, well, we've had a couple of stoppages, and obviously there was it was a minute plus with having to deal with Andrew Tiedemann and his head cut. So this might be Canada's last possession. They've been successful. They've used lock Henry McQueen in the middle of the lineout, but they've gone to the back this time.
That's Morrison at the back. So Canada in possession. Back out. There's the danger man, Dulasau. He puts it on the foot, and it's gone away. Maguire misses the tackle. So Uruguay in possession, and they'll look to put something on the board before this half is over. Woolridge is trying to hold the ball up for Canada, but it's been recycled well by the Uruguayans. Line speed is quick from Coughlin, a bit too quick because he's slipped on the tackle. And referee is saying offside. No, high tackle.
High tackle.
He's got to keep it. He's got to keep it a little bit lower.
Again, Dolasau's idea was good there to chip through, but he didn't. It needed to be on the ground, right? Not waist height. And of course, it just was. It was picked out of the air by the, and that'll be the half.
So Uruguay puts the ball out of bounds. So that's halftime now, as Canada leads the score of 10-3 over Uruguay at halftime. We're going to go downfield side to Brian Kelly.
Thanks very much, guys. Brian Kelly down here. Joining me now is Rugby Canada General Manager of Rugby Operations and Performance, Mike Chu. 10-3 halftime score, Canada over Uruguay. Mike, how important is this tournament for not only Rugby Canada, but these 4 teams plus the IRB?
Oh, look, it's massive for us. I mean, we've got the World Cup. We've qualified for the World Cup in 2015 in Europe. And the nucleus of this squad have got the opportunity to go on and play in that World Cup. So from a development perspective, it's massive for us. Also, I mean, we've got massive support from the IRB and from the city of Langford to host this tournament. We'd like to host it again in future. It's been they've given it to us 2 years in a row because we did such a good job last year at short notice. So it's very exciting times for Canadian rugby at present.
For those of you who don't know, this facility is called the Canadian Rugby Centre of Excellence, and we just broke ground on a new facility across the street. Tell us a little bit about that and what it means for us.
Oh, amazing. It's so exciting. So, we talk about as one, and what we want to do is create a facility where both our men's and women's teams can come train. We've got recovery rooms, we've got a high-performance gym. It's going to be a world-class facility, and it's going to be something that's going to help keep Canada at the forefront of rugby.
Whether you live in British Columbia or Newfoundland, as one is our logo, and we're connected as Red Nation, as Rugby Canada. And one of our brothers at the Kelowna Crows recently had an injury, Judah Campbell. And tell us a little bit about what this means for our community and what we're doing for it.
Look, I mean, it's incredibly sad for Judah and his family. I know rugby is like a big family, and I know everyone will pull together. I know our boys are doing something for Judah in terms of signing a jersey and making a contribution. We'll reach out to Judah. We've got a few things in the pipeline. Rugby's not an inherently dangerous sport, but it is a contact sport, and injuries do happen, but it's really unfortunate, and look, our hearts go out to him.
Yeah, our thoughts are with Judah Campbell and his family in Kelowna, British Columbia. 10-3 heading into the second half, Canada over Uruguay. Mike Chu, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half here at the IRB Americas Rugby Championship Game 2.
Welcome back to the second half here. Coming up, Canada versus Uruguay. This is the Americas Rugby Championship, made possible from our title sponsors, the International Rugby Union, Tourism Victoria, the city of Langford, as well as Canadian Direct, and the province of British Columbia. We thank you very much.
Injury update for Canada. Captain Andrew Tiedemann will be replaced for the remainder of this game, has a cut on his head and is being taken out of the game. Doug Wooldridge from Ontario will be replacing him. Canada leading 10-3 going into the second half. Try in the first half coming from Fitzpatrick, with a conversion and a penalty coming from fullback McQueen, and Prada with the only 3 points coming from Uruguay. Back up to you guys.
Thanks very much, Brian. So we have the outside half, the fly half for Uruguay. Rodrigo Silva about to start this second half. Canada looking to keep the pace on the game going and maybe get some more momentum and continuity into their play. Kick is high. Coughlin, the number 8, takes it well. And it's hit up in the middle of the field. Immediately, Fitzpatrick with ball in hand. Misses everyone. And that's Trainer with the ball. Picking up the bounce pass. He's fighting to keep his feet moving forward. McKenzie has the ball. He's gone for the box kick. That's Kleberger doing a good sevens job. Coughlin going in, number 8, trying to fight for possession. Canada a little bit slow on their line speed. Now sitting back, watching the game in front of them. Uruguay moving that ball into the channel. That's a real test for Schultz to make his way across, but the good cover tackle by Mike Schultz.
Yeah, excellent drift defense there by Canada.
I got to be honest with you, I thought the Uruguayans were going to get through that gap there, but no, Schultz shut it down, but they've kept recycling the ball, Uruguay. Good discipline by Kleberger and Coughlin out wide. That's Woolridge and Flag in the middle of the field defending. Canada forcing the opposition. There goes Morrison flying through. He's slowing down the Uruguayan attack just enough for his teammates to swarm. Uruguay still trying to recycle. This is better play from the Uruguayans. They're certainly putting Canada under pressure, keeping the ball in hand. Stiff tackle from Gorchevin. Canada not rolling away from the tackle area. That's Fitzpatrick. Canada suffered in the first half with the same penalty, and the Uruguay's now breached the line. Number 1, loose head prop Rodolfo de Mula. Strong run from him. Referee possibly still playing advantage. Danger zone now for Canada inside their 22. Some lateral play by Uruguay. Kleberger being a good number 7, looking to slow the ball down, disrupt possession for Uruguay. And the recycle is good. Uruguay going for the drop goal. And it's wide.
That is such a disappointing conclusion to great build-up. That's the best Uruguay's played in the game, obviously, today. All of last year's tournament. And to settle for, a 40-meter drop goal after multiple phases where they really had the Canada defense stretched is a bit disappointing. But
What goes on in a player's head when he makes that option there, Ian?
Yeah.
As Canada goes for the quick to restart. That's Fitzpatrick with the 22-meter quick one. Now see if Canada can gain any advantage from this by recycling quickly. Kleberger's on his own, but he does well to go down and up on the ball. Canada still under a little bit of pressure, but still in possession. McKenzie explores the blind side. Connor Trainer, strong offloading in the tackle. And referee's got his arm out for a penalty. I believe it's a penalty advantage for the Canada player being taken early.
Yep. Lovely little break up the right by a Trainer, inside pass, and the receiver chasing through was tackled early. And Fitzpatrick with some really clever play on the 22. Uruguay not paying attention. He took a quick tap to himself and was, at midfield before the defense knew it. and he's put a good kick into the corner. Canada, with it having done well to defend that multi-phase Uruguay attack, now has a chance to go for points themselves.
Well, great heads-up play by Canada's fly half, Jack Fitzpatrick. Dublin-born fullback, now playing at fly half for this Canada side. He's acquitted himself well tonight, I think. Line out taken in the middle by McQueen. And Canada's got the drive on. They've moved it away from its original source, so Uruguay struggling to find out where to stop the drive. Trying to throw the numbers in to take Canada out of its rhythm. McKenzie, Fitzpatrick. Trainer, fast feet. Quick recycle, McKenzie, Fitzpatrick. Inside to Morrison. Huge numbers outright. Penalty conceded at the breakdown. Now, not releasing or straight down?
I think not releasing. I think the
referee having a kind word to Mike Schultz. Smile on his face. You like to see that from a referee. A guy who keeps his sense of humor in the game.
We're just going on about the some of the promising bits of play from Jack Fitzpatrick today. That looking ahead, Canada in the fly half position. It's not a position where they're absolutely settled in terms of their selection. Harry Jones carried the bulk of the games and played well this past summer, but between him and Nate Hirayama, Connor Braid, it's been a bit of a searching process, and obviously Kieran Crowley and his coaching staff see something in Fitzpatrick that merits a look in the key director's position.
It is a key position, as you mentioned, Ian, and also that there were lots of opportunities for those guys this summer with the Pacific Nations Cup and the Ireland Test to stake the claim for that number 10 jersey, and now Fitzpatrick coming in to make a case for himself. Line speed a little bit better by the Canadians there, but it's still a little bit tentative. Uruguayan getting a lot of momentum going forward. Canada looking upfield. Looking for the threats. That's better line speed from the Canadian defense. Coming forward. What they want to do here is force Uruguay to kick that ball away as they go over the top. Here's De La Salle, one-on-one defensively. Does just enough to make sure he's not beaten well on the outside. Morrison, who's made a number of tackles for Canada already tonight. Strong performance by the blindside flanker for Canada. Number still begging. Good attack by Uruguay. And a loose pass, unfortunately. Turnover ball. Watch what Canada does with it. Kick it back away. McKenzie. Gone. Halfway line. Uruguay in possession. McQueen with the tackle. Uruguay breaking through. A good offload to the number 8. Oh, what a pickup. That is a fantastic score by Uruguay. Number 11, Pablo Bueno, scoring, picking that ball up right at his bootlaces to get that try.
Well, this 7 minutes that we've seen so far by Uruguay has been absolutely superb. Easily the best play in the first game and obviously tonight. They had a very promising attack, so they sort of, threw away with an ill-advised drop goal attempt earlier.
Number 9 kicked it.
That was wonderful play. Multi-phase again, tremendous backing up, and again the key thing, the offload, slipping the ball away to support runners.
This is from the kick from McKenzie.
Nice.
So here they get it halfway and watch what they do. Just attack
Offload.
With that opportunity.
Offload, line break, and before the tackle, pass before contact, and pass out of contact. Brilliant hands, and in for the score.
Well-deserved try for the Uruguayans. A fantastic piece of rugby, as you mentioned, Ian, and should be rewarded with 5 points, if not 7.
And you'd have to say that Uruguay is really coming into the game as Prada levels the score at 10. Uruguay's really coming into the game, and justifiably.
Well, Ian, you got to wonder now, and maybe this is be a decision that Canada eventually rues. The opportunity when they had the turnover over the Uruguayan spilling the ball, the option from McKenzie was to kick it away, and here's what happened. Half the field to play from McKenzie's kick. 10 seconds later, it's 7 points to your Uruguay.
But I mean, good players, and in broken play, when there's offload opportunities, you can just rip apart any defense. After the turnover, the defense is spread, and if you just can get rid of the ball before it becomes a ruck and the defensive line can set up, you've got a chance to do some damage.
You're absolutely right. So what we see so often by the Southern Hemisphere teams is De La Salle takes a quick line out, and McKenzie has put the ball down. After calling for the quick line out, just thinking one step ahead, this is another chance to Uruguay.
Good. This is just a little gut check time for Canada here. This is where the leaders, the seniors in the group, it's just a little bit scrambly, and that wasn't a bad option by Joe De La Salle to pass infield to take the quick line out. But, Canada just needs to settle and get a grip back on the game. Uruguay is really flying and playing well right now. And Canada just slow it down a little bit, just regather control,
Well, you definitely have to say that Uruguay seem the more settled of the two sides right now, the more confident of the two sides right now. And it's basically a 10-10 tie game. And they're with the ascendancy as the scrum is strong, and the number 8 takes it off the back, and they've moved it down the left flank. Still lots of space outside. Canada looking to manage this well. Stepping inside Connor Trainer, but his center partner, Schultz, is there to help him out.
And we talked earlier how Villaseca, number 12, and Prada, the two Uruguayan centers, were good value, and they are showing it. They are proving to be a handful.
Some blitz defense from the Canada number 8, Zach Coughlin, forcing Uruguay to turn their defense back inside. That ball was held up, so Canada will win the turnover at the tackle.
Now here's a perfect position here for Canada. It'll be interesting to see what they can get organized in the back. Midfield scrum. They should be able to take a ball to the right and kick long into the right-hand corner. Let's get the play down into the Uruguayan 22 and start putting some pressure on. It's just, they've done very, very well to force that turnover. Now they need a solid scrum and maybe an 8-9 feed. Jamie McKenzie can have a kick-through option, or if he wants to ship it out one farther to it looks like McQueen on the left. Now, McQueen's a left footer, so maybe McKenzie's the better kicking option, or Canada will choose to come left off the attack where they've got 4 against 2 right at the moment.
Well, lots of options open, and they've gone right, as you've mentioned. There's McKenzie. He doesn't go for the kick, but he goes for the break. He's disciplined enough not to force the crazy offload. But now Uruguay is competing at ruck time, slowing this possession down for Canada, and they've had to bring in extra reinforcements, so they don't really have many options except pick and go, try to regroup, and get many other guys out in the back line. McKenzie's back on his feet, and they've gone behind Woolridge to Schultz to Trainer. A bit of a hospital pass from Schultz to Trainer. He's done well to keep possession. McKenzie once again taking a bit more running options. Not so much passing, not so much linking. That's Woolridge in the number 17 jersey. We mentioned he came on early for Captain Andrew Tiedemann. Canada digging it away. Schultz breaking from the pick and go. McKenzie once again digging.
And just Canada's just getting that fatal step, bursting away in ones without support and the isolation. And Mike Schultz basically just was forced to just sort of try to turtle the ball there as he waited for support. There was an Uruguayan player there on his feet, and that was the, and Selmy ruled that, penalty against Canada for holding on at the tackle.
Yeah, Schultz was shaking his head. He didn't really agree with the referee, but the referee was actually spot on. Schultz had the ball underneath him, what they call the squeeze ball option, and you can't keep that ball underneath you. Yeah. It's got to be playable to the defense, and it wasn't.
And I think with the referee, that as soon as a player breaks away by himself and is tackled, immediately, if there's no immediate support there, the referee's mindset shifts away from him to the defender. And is that defender in a legal position to win the ball?
Yes.
And in that case, Anselmi ruled that the Uruguayan player was, and therefore the penalty.
Rugby, the ultimate team game, where some of your decisions, if they're a bit selfish, the whole team suffers. As now we see Uruguay trying to capitalize on that penalty against Canada and get the driving maul going against this Canadian side. So they've brought it inside the 22. Remember, the scores are level. And we're almost 3/4 of the game over, and Uruguay driving the ball up on the right-hand side. Referee's got his hands out for penalty advantage. That maul was collapsed illegally.
And again, it was at the Uruguayan training yesterday to watch Pablo Lemoyne, the coach, former prop forward, take his charges through the driving maul and its execution, the little pieces, the body heights, and the working away off the defensive pressure points. You saw a great example of it there. And again, as they spun away, almost managed to get in. You know, if they managed one last little offload. And I'm sure now, good, interesting decision here. And they're not going to kick for post to take the lead. They think they can drive it over, and they're going to go again.
Well, I tell you, if you look at that last maul and how effective it was and taking the ball up 12 meters and winning a penalty, now they're 5 meters from the Canadian line. You would expect the same.
It'll be interesting to see if Canada stay on the ground, do not contest the throw, so to be in optimum body position to contest the drive. Yep, they're staying down.
And now, well, these are ominous signs for Canada. Not panicking, Uruguay, and the referee has not put his hand out, which is a good sign. It's just a collapse maul. So,
well, that's a great work by Canada. Defensive line out, very good.
Takes a lot of courage and a lot of knowledge to make sure you can collapse them all like that, or tackle them all legally so as not to infringe a penalty.
Now look to the way out on the left wing. I'm not sure they're gonna move it now though.
One-on-one, De La Salle is good with the tackle, and straight in on the ball is number 4, Hank McQueen for Canada. So they've won a crucial turnover just outside their own goal line. Well done, Canada. Well, the clearance kick by fullback Adam McQueen, maybe not up to international standards, you would say, but the work by Joe De La Salle to win that contact area, to make that tackle cause a spill, was been fantastic work.
Yeah. And again, it was the key thing about the clearance by McQueen is that it did make touch, and it's gained Canada 10 or 15 valuable yards. It's looking like who's down in the... But a very, very good, we had De La Salle playing up in the back line in the defensive channel in 10 because the lineup was close to the Canada line. And again, did his job very, very well.
No, it was a crucial tackle by De La Salle. That's great when you see a player who can do that, play both sides of the ball offensively and defensively and contribute to his team.
It would have been interesting there if fly half Rodrigo Silva for Uruguay, if he'd received that pass from the collapse maul instead of the forward runner, if he'd looked out wide to the left, that the Uruguayan left wing, Pablo Bueno, was at least 20 meters outside his marker, and that long diagonal kick, while it's a high risk strategy, it also can come very effective. Uruguay looked to kind of keep pounding it up and met by some really stiff defense and turned the ball over. Anyway, they're still on attack, promising line-out position, and again, you could just feel the confidence the Uruguayans have now. You know, they've shown that they can move the ball around and be successful, and you know, they're backing themselves, and it's been very good to watch.
Well, second row, Hank McQueen back on his feet, and this is where I mentioned the clearance by fullback McQueen wasn't up to international standards, because effectively what we've done is given Uruguay another kick of the can here. And now it looks like McQueen is he's not happy.
No,
he's
looking a little bit
groggy,
wobbly, and
so
he'll need to be replaced.
So just waiting for a replacement for McQueen.
Yeah, the options are well, the two Kyle Gilmore and Matt Heaton are the other two forward reserves dressed, and might be a question of one of the back row guys having to move forward. Zach Cogman maybe coming forward into the second row.
Another guy who can play out there was
number 19. So Kyle Gilmore looks like he's getting the call to come in.
Oh, a big day for Gilmore. No, yep. Kyle Gilmore, the Alberta-based player, they spent some time on the West Coast with the Castaway Wanderers Club. Gets into the game. Once again, Canada will look to destabilize this driving maul by Uruguay. This time they compete.
And there's the shear off by Uruguay, beautifully done. Now will they spin out? Can they spin back to the right as Canada looks to turn it?
Well, there certainly is a lot of space out there. Ball's gone down, and Canada wins the turnover.
Well, that was very, very good defensive work by Canada, because Canada competed at the line-out, lost the throw to the back. Uruguay got the nudge on, and looked like they were on their way through, and Canada got back and stabilized the situation, and even better than that, forced the turnover.
Very good play by the Canadian side, very disciplined play. Now they've twice repelled the Uruguayan attack, and they've got a chance to clear their lines.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Uruguay might choose this one as a scrum that they can really go for. There's Adam Kleberg at the back. You know, he's encouraging his guys. It's total focus time now. It's got to be rock solid scrum and a good clearance out to at least halfway. Uruguay's thinking this might be one to have a go for, take a chance, and see if we can get the ball turned over. Take one against the head. Doesn't happen often. This would be a crucial time to do it.
The scrum has been set, and the ball is in, and Uruguay maybe trying to rotate there. Oh, and it's a pickup by Coughlin. He's done well, and offload isn't taken by a trainer. So unfortunately, this will be Uruguay's third opportunity inside the Canadian 22 in the last 5 minutes to get some points on the board.
Well, Coughlin did well taking that ball off the base. Maybe needed to give it a step sooner to Connor Trainer, who was coming hard. Again, passing this not quite accurate enough. And his Canada just, some chances. But again, another promising opportunity for Uruguay in attack. They've had a lot of play. Territory is just hugely in Uruguay's favor this half.
Territory and possession, but they have not got the points that normally come with the result of both those factors. So Uruguay now trying to gain some ascendancy on the scoreboard, not just in the statistical.
And a real battle here between Francisco Jimenez, the replacement, number 18, the prop for Uruguay, has come in, Juan Rambis, against Doug Woolridge, Woolridge has come in at halfway through this first half to replace Captain Andrew Tiedemann. That last one went down.
Looks solid enough, but Woolridge is a little bit outside his man, so the pick up by the Uruguayan number 8.
Good start by Kyle Gilmore, fine tackle on the short side.
Ball still in hand here. That's good work by the Uruguayan winger. See how he came off his left foot to make sure he wasn't pushed out of bounds? Keeping that ball alive. Strong defense from the Canadians. Uruguay chooses the direct route, pick and go. Canada still holding their line. Good tackle in the middle.
It's tough on Kyle Gilmore there. Just deemed to have gone a little bit high, and unfortunately this one is probably kickable. And I think Prado's got the ball, and he's pretty keen for a shot.
Well, you were wondering what would it be to break the stalemate, and unfortunately it's been the thing to break the stalemate is a penalty by replacement Kyle Gilmore. And now Uruguay has the opportunity to go 3 points ahead of their opponents.
And it's interesting, too, with the Canada bench selection tonight that just, a complete front row of Barkwell, Woolridge, and Ryan March, but 3 back row guys in Kyle Gilmore, Matt Heaton, and Alistair Clark. No specialist lock in an 18 bench, which is, might be an injury-related situation. We'll see how that plays out on the...
Well, that's just a poor shot at goal from Andres Villaseca. And so Canada escapes. He dodges the bullets. It should have been 3 points, but no. This is a penalty that gave him the opportunity. There's Gilmore, deemed to go too high. And the opportunity was there for 3 points, but lost.
Yeah, Prada will be furious with himself for that one. Didn't hit it well at all, dragged it across.
Canada has made a replacement, hooker, Misha Gavorshin. He's left the field, a Burnaby product who's had such a great game for Canada, his first start. He's been replaced by Ray Barkwell, the oldest rookie in Canadian rugby history. Tackled by Kleberger, solid. Oh, forcing the turnover. I believe that was Jake Ilnicki in the middle of the field making that tackle, getting to his feet. No, it was Doug Woolridge. Doug Woolridge in the number 17 jersey, forcing that tackle, forcing that turnover ball.
That was really terrific work by Woolridge there. He just part of that group in the middle that was beaten by the number 6 for Uruguay. The great run by the blindside wing Juan de Freitas. Punched his way through, and Woolridge did well to scramble back, and after the tackle forced the turnover.
Here's Barkwell's first throw to the line out. Game deadlocked at 10-10. Trainer, ball in hand. De La Salle, danger man. Good decision, staying in bounds, giving his team an opportunity to recycle possession. Barkwell. Left and right options for McKenzie. Penalty against Canada. Once again, not releasing the ball.
And
Barkwell.
Arturo Avalo, the Uruguay hooker, the captain, is vastly experienced, and again, just timed his entry into that tackle situation perfectly to win the penalty. And it just seems Canada just can't quite get the support player there. Oh, and there's a costly miss.
De La Salle feels that ball well, so McKenzie has got the opportunity to relieve pressure. He does. Uruguay in possession, looking for distance, looking for space in behind on the right side, covered by Fitzpatrick, and he's going to run. Nice attempt at defend. McKenzie's got the ball. So what they're doing by creating or running down this short side now, McKenzie touching again, is creating opportunities out wide now to the left. Should they recycle? Should have numbers. They do. Barkwell.
Lovely little offload there by Ray Barkwell.
Soft hands for the big man. McKenzie, good option by the number 9. There's Schultz, twinkling feet.
McKenzie's been running really well from the base so far this season, and there was a good example right there. And now Canada just getting a little front foot ball for the first time in quite a while.
That's what Woolridge now to Coughlin. McKenzie's got it. Still ball in hand. That's Gilmore, the new man into the game. In Canada, they're lined up deep and many. Referee's got the whistle in his mouth, and he says he sees a knock on. Unfortunate for Canada. Unfortunate. Just starting to swing by the phases. Slightly dropping pass from McKenzie.
And I think Aaron Flagg and Fitzpatrick there just got our wires crossed a bit, and that's just immediately post knock on. Sorry, maybe Zach Coughlin was in there. Just a bit confusion between in the first receiver position. But really, for what's being as we move into the 67th minute, 25, 26 minutes of rugby where Canada really haven't had the ball and have been defending. So they at least showed a bit of ability with the ball there, put it through some phases, so that's good, and it's going to take some it's going to take something a little special to break this stalemate right now. There's no question that Uruguay is being the more polished team in this half, but 12 minutes to go and still all to play for.
Now scrum is set. And down, Canada. Penalized. Not straight in. Number 17, Doug Woolridge. You see his exasperated look over to the referee. Interesting time to start thinking about substitutions, Ian. And will they add or take away from what you're ultimately trying to achieve?
Well, it's a tough one for Uruguay. I mean, they obviously their front row had to be very prominent today. And, this is, well, I'm just amazed at this decision here. I cannot see possibly how this ball is going to get to the goal. 51 meters on a heavy, damp night. But, you know, the Uruguayan front row of Demula, Avila, and Jimenez, and the replacement prop, Rombis, have been very, very good. However, again, for Uruguay, it's all about development and broadening their player base and giving guys experience, because they are looking for April 2014 when they play the States in a home-and-home, and the winner of that 2-game total points goes to the World Cup as Americas 2. So they will, to develop their players, even at the expense of possibly an ARC win. And again, there's just a kick. This is not a chance that ball is going to reach the goal from the halfway line.
And there's Morrison hitting it up for Canada, and the blindside flanker with that strong game. Canada's got quick front football. Let's see what they do with it. Schultz goes behind Trainer. Nope, there's his Trainer with the ball in hand now.
Good drift, very, very good drift defense. And again, one of these maddening little errors that creep in. Just taking the contact, and the ball slips away. So number 16, Jose Astigaraga, and number 17, Juan Echeverria, are into the game, and they replace Avalo and the loose head Demula. So two of the most experienced Argentinian players coming off the field with 10 minutes to play in a 10-10 game.
And now we've got McQueen, Hank McQueen, back on the field. Broken nose, obviously. He's got the gauze up there, and he's ready to go. He wants back in, playing, representing his country.
And interestingly, decided to take Zach Coughlin, the number 8, off with keeping Gilmore on, fresh legs at the flanker position, and moving Adam Kleberger from open side to number 8. And Jordan Wilson-Ross, number 23, is also getting warmed up for Canada. He'll be on in the wing.
A good scrum by Canada. Strong push, forcing the early pickup by Uruguay. And now the ball is held up. Canada looking for the turnover. Referee has no choice. Turnover ball to Canada.
And it is in a key scrum. Two substitutions by Uruguay. Key scrum, and they just get rocked off the ball.
Well, you know, Ian, we saw that in a game of equal significance last weekend, South Africa versus New Zealand, when they were pressing on the New Zealand line, when the South African coach decided to make a couple of front row subs, not appreciated by those players coming off. And here's Connor Trainer coming off for Wilson-Ross. Wilson-Ross has moved into the middle of the field. So Jordan Wilson-Ross is going to play at or outside center, outside of Mike Schultz. It's a unfamiliar position for him at this level. Normally an outside back at this level, but he definitely has played representing the Ontario Blues at center. So he gets a chance on the big stage in that position. Eight minutes to go. Game deadlocked, so it's going to be a heartbreaker for one of these sides, and we're hoping it's not the home side. They've poured their all into it, especially in these last 7 minutes. And you can't see it now, but if you could, you'd see that the main strike player Joe Delasau, is poised in behind Jordan Wilson-Ross, ready to strike. Passes a bit high. Gone to Wilson-Ross. That's his first touch. He's taking it well over the advantage line. So Canada's got a chance right now again. A little bit of indecision as to who's going to take that ball, but Barkwell steps up, responsibility. Ref says play on. Accidentally bumped into the referee. McKenzie having a really tough time freeing that ball, and there's Delasau with ball in hand again. Wilson-Ross did well to hold on to that one and stay in bounds. The defense of the Uruguayans is coming fast.
And still
McKenzie having to pull that ball out of the contact area. That's an area of the game that Canadian forwards really haven't been able to provide for them, the front foot ball. McQueen, ball in hand. Behind to Morrison. Ball's gone down, but not forward. Yes, forward. You've just got a feel for the Canadian boys tonight, and I'm sure Coach Crowley is pulling his hair out. You can see so many positive things as they develop, and then just for that last split second when you think you've got the defense disorganized, that one small error.
Yeah, and I think he was, in the media prior to this tournament, he was very, very clear that, by team standards, that the error count in both the World Cup qualifier tests against the States, the first one in Charleston, South Carolina, and then a week later in Toronto, just wasn't up to scratch, and it just too many promising moves, too much hard work undone by basically some simple, relatively simple avoidable errors, and this is a the team will be working hard, and the team's only been together for 4 or 5 days, but some of these are just pretty straightforward. Just gotta hang on to the ball, and that's
it's not a matter of cohesion in terms of team play. It's a matter of little individual errors that come into sole responsibility of the ball carrier or the person at the tackle area that they infringe on. So here comes in the number 21 jersey into the match for Canada. That's Alistair Clark.
And again, it's looking now where it seems to be
a bit of confusion as to who's coming off, and it's the man who was off earlier with the blood bin, Hank McQueen.
Hank McQueen, So we've now got flag in the second row, and it's with Callum Morrison has moved up from the blindside flank. He goes into the second row, and number 21, Alistair Clark, who's had a great season with the Ontario Blues, comes onto the blind side.
Yeah, he's the Queens grad. He started at open side flank in the second game of the ARC last year, and he acquitted himself fairly well. That's the ball that needs to be moved away by the Canadians. The ball's out.
Numbers are here.
That's Doug Woolridge with De La Salle. He did well to gather that one in, De La Salle, and to keep it alive. Barkwell with the offload out the back pocket. Ball's gone to deck, unfortunately. And now Uruguay, from deep in their half, spin the ball.
Well, the Uruguay's got to be careful here. They're about short numbers. They've run it, and good refereeing by Anselmi. Recognized immediately that there was no advantage happening there, and has come back for the scrum to Uruguay.
So an opportunity for Canada down that left-hand touchline. Some good interplay between Barkwell, De La Salle, and Dougie Woolridge.
Here it comes down. There's a chance. Ooh. Chance missed up the good opportunity taken up the left side, and I've got to be Mackenzie's read play well and probed nicely up the left side. There's the opportunity. There's the Doug and drift defense, but he slipped away. Beautiful inside, nice little bat out of the back of the hand by Barkwell, but just doesn't quite go to hand. From this position, Uruguay attack left, but don't have the numbers, and referee correctly brings play back. Big scrum, 2.5 minutes to play, plus a bit of injury time. Canada got a few, it's not a really heavyweight pack now. They got just back row guys, 4 back row guys on the field. But they're in the right end of the field, and that's key. Just keep pressure on, and might, even if they get just a late penalty chance, which might snatch it.
Well, they're certainly giving it all in the scrum. And the ball's gone loose. Fitzpatrick kicks through. Kleberger harassing the Uruguayans. So they're under immense pressure, and they're forced to kick the ball into touch inside their 22.
Well, it's interesting. It might not be Canada's most powerful scrummaging outfit, but because Uruguay's subbed, they've lost a bit of strength and control in the taking off their key senior front row players.
Well, that really could be the turning point in this fixture, with Canada applying the pressure at scrum time and the loose ball, their players being able to apply even more pressure in the open play. There's a strong scrum by the Canadians.
And it's really scrambling and bouncing away, and it's a couple of nice friendly bounces actually for Uruguay. They scramble that kick away. That thing could have gone anywhere.
We're back live now. in the scrum, and Canada's got the ball. Switch play in. That's Schultz. Left and right options. McKenzie on the run. Jordan Wilson-Ross. McKenzie again. He goes to Woolridge on the left-hand side. Now the string up lineup. That's his Gilmore. Long placement needed. He's got it. There's Barkwell. Likes to run the ball, does Barkwell. Very feisty hooker. And there's Gilmore again. Ball in hand, spinning out of the tackle. The crowd is baying for Canada to score. Left to Fitzpatrick. Long ball in. That's Barkwell again. Staying in bounds. Good work by Barkwell. McKenzie on. Try for Canada. Schultz taking the short ball off McKenzie. That is great work and such an important time to score. 1 minute left in the game.
And I think that again for Canada, they just tightened and simple. You know, basically just phase to the right, back to the short side, a couple of yards every time. Very good take up, excellent ball placement there by Barkwell. Nice wide pass, and there's the short offload, just flat pass to Schultz, and he's a load when he's coming from that range, and you know that's probably going to do it a couple of times. But the one thing right now is Canada go back, whether it's 15-10 or 17-10 after this kick, is that the absolute restart is gold, right? They have to, and there has to be, almost certainly it's going to be a short kick by Uruguay as they try to win back possession. Then again, it may be over. Yeah.
So this conversion attempt.
The full 80's up, and is it going to be full time from Anselmi after the kick?
Well, the kick is good. Anselmi signals that it's good. He's looked at his watch, and he's going to center field, and I've seen him just signal 3 minutes to the Uruguayans.
You know, we've definitely had a couple of injury breaks.
Now he's got four. He's got four up there. So it looks like there's still 4 minutes left in the game. So as you mentioned, Ian, how important is this kickoff for Canada?
Yeah, just to gather and, you know, again, have the confidence, and Crowley will want them to have the confidence to put the ball through the phases, not just kick it away first time. And then after, you know, defend. But, you know, that was a well-worked try. And the key thing was territory. First 25, 30 minutes of the half, it was all down to the Canada third. Finally, they turned that round. And that
was Kleberger gathering. Moving the ball to the middle. No, that was Clark, pardon me. And as you mentioned, there's Kleberger in the middle.
And now just numbers there, and just look after the ball, 2 hands into every contact, nothing loose.
Now McKenzie's going for the box kick. He's playing advantage. So in Canada's favor here. Clock still running. Minutes left in the game. And Canada likely to kick for the lineout. So timely time to score a try.
Yeah. And think that, you know, just Uruguay, maybe obviously possibly, you know, a couple of substitutions that, you know, lost a bit of control up front, but the fairly handy penalty goal missed at 10-10. Just Uruguay sagged a bit after that. And, you know, I think McKenzie's capped a good game tonight by, you know, probing well on the short side. And, you know, Canada just kept it simple in the build-up to that try. Good ball by Kleberger at the front. And now Canada just need to just keep the ball, just nothing loose. Play the short side.
Well, they're bringing the ball back into the forwards. That's Schultz once again.
I'm sure they'll come back to the short side here with McKenzie. Back to the left.
Woolridge ball in hand with Barkwell. Oh, he's playing advantage. He was for offside against Uruguay. So fortunate for Canada. Time still running.
Yeah, Barkwell needs to walk away here. You don't need any penalty reversals. And this should pretty much do it. I think another kick into the corner. And in fact,
he's found out now.
yeah, very good. Looks like Adam Kleberger's taking over the captaincy. He's done a good, smart decision. You know, a goal kick that falls short gives a free possession to Uruguay to counterattack, and now Canada just grind things away at the look for another front ball, I would think, in the line-out. Just keep it close to the touchline, and I think one more phase of play should see them home.
Well, entertaining night in the end. There was certainly a lot of drama. Canada saved it right till the end just to get that score. And as they try to seal out the game with some solid possession, run the clock for another minute, and then kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought Kyle Gilmore did well on a couple of occasions, and there's the last possession. And 17-10, not totally convincing. You know, Uruguay were the better team for a large part of that second half, but Canada did what they had to do, and 17-10 pushes them forward to a big game Tuesday night against the USA.
Have you got a man of the match for me, Ian?
Well, I'm going to go for Canada, I'm going to go for number 9, Jamie McKenzie. And for Uruguay, I'm going to go for even though he missed a critical penalty kick, I'm going for number 13, the center, Joaquin Prada.
And we're going to send it down to Brian Kelly.
Thanks, guys. Joining me now is Francisco Jimenez, prop for Uruguay. Great efforts. Just slipped away at the last couple of minutes there. How do you think your team played?
We played really well, but at this time we are really mad at us because we lost the game in the last 10 minutes. For us, it was a great game. New things like the turf, field, the new sets on the scrum, because we play in South. We used to play the old way, but we put a great effort, and we're trying to stand up to the good teams like Canada, US, and trying to improve the level every game and every tournament.
You guys are looking to qualify for the 2015 World Cup next year. You got a big qualifying series against the United States. How important is this tournament for developing your players and going for the World Cup?
Oh, this tournament is really helpful to us because we're proving new players. When we're trying to use the systems I used to play. So playing against the US is a really good thing to us because we're gonna have to play our best if we want to be in the next World Cup.
Great, thank you. All the best in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Canada pulls this one out, 17-10 victory, and Mike Schultz will be chatting us with just a minute here. So to recap, Argentina defeating United States in the first game, Canada winning 17-10 with tries coming from Mike Schultz and fly half Jack Fitzpatrick, with the conversions and penalty coming from the fullback McQueen.
We're back upstairs. Well, I tell you, a nail biter for the Canadian side. Mike Schultz, saving it till the end there for the heroics as he is. He's such a man who loves the drama. He's just walking over to Brian Kelly. But I thought he had a strong game, Mike, in the middle, and he connected well with Connor Traynor for the amount of time they were together on the field.
Yeah, so I think that for all four teams tonight, some positives. From last year to this year, Uruguay better, USA better, Argentina probably still to show what they have. Canada can play better, but the key thing is just eradicating the little errors, the tiny knock-ons that just stop the build-up of phase play. And I think that with another couple, with this game under the belt, young team. First game for a lot of guys. Some of the newcomers did really well. I think you'll see a crisper, sharper effort by Canada on Tuesday. But I think, as far as the ARC is concerned, the tournament itself, a promising day. Again, too, that last year Uruguay and the U.S. were were too easily the two weakest. Much more competitive this year.
Definitely that. Now for some words from the man himself, the hero of this evening. Mike Schultz is with Brian Kelly.
Thanks very much, guys. Joining me now is the hero tonight, Mike Schultz. Talk us through that last play down in the left-hand corner where you barged yourself over the line.
Yeah, we finally managed to put together a few phases and hold on to the ball, and we're short numbers, so I had to get in there and do a bit of the hard work with the forwards.
Talk about your guys' game today. You guys went up early on, and then it sort of let it slip a little bit in the second half. How about the perseverance of your guys throughout the full 80 minutes?
Yeah, it was a great effort. You know, we made a lot of mistakes and we left a lot to be worked on. But you know, the guys pulled it together at the end there, and you know, we really came through when we needed to. So a win's a win, and we'll move on.
And it only gets harder from here with games against United States and then Argentina to continue in this tournament. What are some of the things you guys are going to work on moving forward?
Yeah, we're definitely going to work on our ball retention. I think we lost quite a bit of ball in contact and just knock-ons and mistakes. And we're going to have to go through our game plan, make sure we're playing the right kind of rugby and the right position on the field.
Okay, I think I speak for all the Canadian fans when I say thank you very much. All the best in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mike. So there you have it, 17-10 Canada over Uruguay to end off day one of the IRB Americas Rugby Championship here from Westhills Stadium in Langford, British Columbia. Stay tuned on www.americasrugbychampionship.com. Full stats and game recaps and video highlights from both games today. And we will be bringing you live coverage of games on day two on Tuesday, October 15th. My name is Brian Kelly. On behalf of Spence and Ian up in the broadcast booth, thanking you for watching today. Enjoy.